So, in my NES Classic Alternative video, I showed you guys a different method that I used because I asked out on the NES Classic that you can buy a NES clone and then get a multiple game in one cartridge. Now, I got curious on what's on the inside of the cartridge itself because I was playing an NES restoration. So I have the NES game cartridge taken apart that I'm doing the restoration work with, cleaning it, relabeling it, and everything. And got me wondering, what is inside my 501 NES cartridge? What I found is gonna blow your mind. This is gonna break YouTube, and if this blows up. So, everyone knows that's in the gaming world, like me, that the NES was America, and the Famicom, or the family computer, was the Japan exclusive version of the NES. Then we had the Super NES in America, and then the Super Famicom in Japan, which is the Super Nintendo there. So, this is what. First, let me show you what they did. Okay, so we have the two different cartridges here. Now, the first thing I notice is NES cartridges have these special security screws, and you need a special bit, which is kind of round hex screw. Um, but with the cartridge I got from China, it used a regular Phillips head screw, which I'm sure I knew they would have taken the cheaper way out of it. I mean, the thing was only 15 bucks when I bought it. They cheated a little bit here, and I'll show you. So essentially, this is pretty much what's inside the guts of an NES cartridge. Like, it's just this small little circuit board. Um, this has a lot of ROMs on it. Don't know why. This game is actually stealth ATF. I'm assuming for the 3D graphics acceleration, they needed more memory on it, so they added a few ROM cartridges to handle the sound, the graphics, and everything. So I can understand that. This is one of the best games that utilize 3D graphics for the NES. I mean, 3D graphics on an 8-bit console is fucking amazing. Now, here's what China did. Yeah, I know. 1 second. Okay, Mom. Sorry. Here's what they did. So, you, the NES cannot play Famicom games because it has a 72-pin uh, address bus, which is the thing you put the cartridge into, and then the bus will read this, and this is 72 pins. Now, the Famicom has about, I think, 28 or 32 pins address bus, so here is what this fucking game cartridge does. Ready for this? This is a Famicom game in a Famicom to NES converter. Basically, a 32 pin to 72 pin converter. Basically, getting all the bootlegs and all the Japanese exclusive games to play on the NES. I thought this would have been single. I thought it would have been just a single NES cartridge with a ROM that has all the games on it, or at least an epoxy block, which it does have the epoxy block. The brains for everything is underneath this little blob right here, and it's got these two ROM cartridges, which like I said, sure handles the additional acceleration it needs and memory for 500 games. Even though most of them are repeated, still need memory expansion for that. But they cheated because they have it in this fucking NES, this Famicom to NES converter. Then that just blows my mind. Like, well, I took this apart to make the video just to show you guys the differences, but this is something different. Like, this is insane. Regular, what they did. Honestly, I knew they would have went cheap, but they they just said fuck it and just put a Famicom inside of a converter. That's cheating, and that's really funny. But now we can get into some Famicom. They have a little label here for the company, Mind Kids. This is the best thing I've ever seen. So what would happen if I put just this in the NES with nothing else? Let's find out actually, real quick. I'll put this back together only with the, I can't even get it in place. Can I? Oh man, this is just great. Is it this way? I don't think it was this way. Let me do this real quick. So I guess it was this way. Alright. Put this together real quick and we'll put it in just to see what happens. If it ruins my NES clone, I'll just buy another one. Close this up really quick. I can tighten up, like I said, Phillips head. Real quick. Not too tight because I gotta put this back together again. My TV shut off? Nope. I can't believe they did this. Honestly, that's seen a lot of fucked up shit, bootlegs and everything, like with ROMs and everything. I've never seen this. So, let's see what happens. Man, the weight is so different too. Nothing happens. Let me see if I can actually get this in a very good angle. Make sure it's in all the way. Yeah, absolutely nothing. Just nothing. So, fucking China cheated. Thank you guys for watching. Now let's just open up a whole new book for me to get Famicom games play on this thing. I can't wait. Have a good night, guys.